Consumers today have high expectations, low tolerance, and volatile natures. Simply building and delivering a well-designed product is no longer a guarantee of success. Today, they require unique, frictionless, and seamless experiences. When faced with this pressure to adapt, the default reaction for most leadership teams is to shuffle the deck. They redraw the departmental lines, hand out new executive job titles, and announce a company-wide reorganization. This is not a modern reflex. As early as AD 43, the Roman official Petronius noted that reorganizing is a wonderful method for creating the illusion of progress, while actually producing confusion, inefficiency, and demoralization. The idea that simply moving people around and relabeling departments will improve processes and the customer experience is a fallacy. The underlying structures remain identical, and the operational bottlenecks stay completely intact. It gives the board a sense of decisive action, masking the fact that the actual operational reality on the ground hasn't changed at all. You cannot deliver an optimized customer experience if you rely on the same internal mechanics, regardless of what the new org chart looks like. To understand why these restructurings fail, we have to look past the top-line corporate strategy. We must examine the individual node, the daily operational level of a single team. Here, employees are measured on inside-out metrics. The system evaluates how fast they process internal requests, even if that action entirely bypasses the customer's actual need. As long as compensation and daily praise are tethered to these legacy, internal-facing processes, the external customer experience will remain stagnant. Modifying employee behavior requires changing what the organization actively rewards. Management must dismantle the old measurement systems to enforce any real operational shift. The focus has to move away from appeasing the internal hierarchy and toward generating a tangible impact on the end user. Getting a company to perform differently requires recalibrating the reward structures and measurement systems, rather than just rearranging the departmental hierarchy. The alternative to the endless reorganization loop is to engineer a process transformation ecosystem. This is the exact operational articulation of the distinctive value your organization provides to a specific set of customers. Delivering this value relies on 4 components. The first is your offerings, the actual products and services designed for the market. The second is your channels, the delivery mechanisms you use to reach those consumers. The third is the operating model, which establishes how the company functions internally to support the delivery. The final element is capabilities, encompassing both the technical infrastructure and the human skills required to execute the work. This is a highly operational blueprint. It forces leaders to dictate daily resource allocation based on tangible execution rather than abstract strategy. The ecosystem only survives if all 4 of these pillars are structurally integrated and permanently aligned toward the same target. Without a unifying focal point, large organizations inevitably drift back into fragmented departmental silos. That anchor is defined as successful customer outcomes, or SCO. Achieving true north alignment means every process, channel, and capability must continuously calibrate its trajectory to hit this precise target. To ensure this happens, leadership implements an outside-in dashboard. This interface ignores internal processing speeds. It tracks the exact level of friction a customer experiences and measures the success rate of the final result. Traditional tracking asks if a task was completed on time. The outside-in method asks if the task actually solved the customer's problem. In a volatile market, adapting to the latter is the only metric that keeps a company relevant. Pointing the entire framework at true north ensures that every dollar an hour is prioritized specifically on the things that matter to the end user. Getting there requires executives to audit and ruthlessly evaluate all existing metrics and reward systems. They have to determine if these historical benchmarks are actually suitable for the interconnected processes required today and tomorrow. This causes friction. Stripping away legacy inside-out disciplines forces teams to abandon the comfortable metrics they've used to secure bonuses for years. To replace them, the company has to implement bottom-up structures that organically reinforce the delivery of customer outcomes right on the front lines. Simultaneously, top-down structures must strictly mandate this alignment from the executive board level down. Customer experience is a team sport. It demands a high level of organizational readiness and aggressive cross-functional engagement from the entire enterprise. You cannot wish this behavior into existence. Tearing down and rebuilding these performance structures is the only way to mature CX management across an enterprise. Implementing this operational discipline is exactly how the market's leading players operate at scale. They utilize codified next practices rather than guesswork. This visual highlights a broad matrix of major corporate entities, demonstrating that customer-centric pioneers like Google, Mercedes-Benz, and BMW all deploy these outside-in methods. These organizations harmonize their massive global teams by enforcing a mutual language and relying on a standardized toolbox for CX implementation. Look at the precision at scale in this manufacturing facility. Delivering this level of consistency requires deeply embedded processes, not a shallow corporate mission statement. Mastering this systemic methodology breaks the demoralizing cycle of endless internal reorganization. It replaces the illusion of progress with a battle-tested blueprint designed specifically to outperform competitors. When an organization achieves this level of alignment, the shift is visible in the financial data. Annual data shows that companies prioritizing customer experience outperform their lower-quality competitors in total revenue growth. At the same time, optimizing processes from the outside in strips away internal waste, drastically reducing operational costs. When employees are given a shared, meaningful goal, internal friction drops, and disjointed teams naturally merge into a unified direction. True business transformation is a strict operational mandate. You do not achieve it by printing new business cards or rearranging the executive suite. Businesses willing to architect a true process transformation ecosystem build a level of structural resilience that is difficult to disrupt, even in a volatile market.